Hello, I'm Jennie Rayment, and today I'm going to show you the Easy Quilting Companion Angle. This is one of the really useful templates that you will need in your quilting career because it makes quarter square triangles, and I will explain about quarter square triangles. Quarter square triangles are triangles where if you cut 4 times or 4 of these shapes and put them together, they make a square. Now you have a choice. You have the Easy Quilting Companion Angle, this big one, and there is also a mini version. The mini version, which does 2.5-inch strips, is ideal with your jelly rolls because it fits exactly the jelly roll. So if you want to do quarter square triangles and you have a jelly roll, then you might consider getting the mini companion angle. Working with the larger shape, on this one you have a variety of different sizes. You have from 1 inch right up to 5.5 inches. Now don't be confused, on the template you have a series of numbers down the centre which explain the size or the width of the strip you're going to cut, and the numbers at the side here give you the finished measurement of the shape when you have cut it out. So down here, if I cut a 2-inch strip, this will give me a finished square of 3 inches. If I cut a 4.5-inch strip, this will give me a finished square of 8 inches. So these are your finished measurements of the square that the companion angle can be made into if you cut 4 of them. So suppose I take a 2.5-inch strip, which I could use my mini one or I could indeed use this one for, place the template on it, bring the template right to the very edge, cut up one side, remove the waste scrap of fabric and turn the material over. Replace the template and cut up the other side again. This gives you 1 quarter square triangle. If you take 4 of these and put them together, you will end up with a square. Now this has tremendous design potential because you could take these shapes and cut them out in different colours. For instance, if I cut this out in a secondary colour, say the lilac, I would get a different shape happening. So let me cut another lilac one. So again, from a different strip, could be the same, could be a different colour, 2.5 inches wide, place the template on the top and make a cut. Cut up one side, turn the fabric round and cut the other side. So if I take 2 quarter square triangles or 2 of the companion angle in 2 colours, I can sew these together and I will get a square that could look something like that. And then you have tremendous potential for design. To do the sewing together, if you take 2 of these and stitch them together to make 1/2 of the square, and sew the other 2 together to make the other half of the square, you can then join the 2 together and you will get this design. And this is a particularly useful design. You could take scraps of fabric and sew different size, slightly larger ones together to come up with something like this. And here we have larger quarter square triangles cut from the companion angle, stitched together to make a pleasant overall scrap quilt. If you didn't want to do that, you could always take a strip of fabric and fussy cut. That is where you very carefully cut out, placing the template exactly on the same part of the pattern, and when you put it together, you will get a square. You could use the companion angle and just sew sections together and come up with this design. This is merely sewing 4 sections of the companion angle together to make a large triangle and then sewing 4 triangles together to make the square. Very simple. You can indeed use the companion angle to do one of the patchwork classics, and the patchwork classic that I'm going to show you is the Ohio Star. You can see here is your companion angle, your quarter square triangles. And before we finish this video, let me just explain why it's called a companion angle. And the reason why it's called a companion angle is it actually works remarkably well with the easy angle. The easy angle does half square triangles, and whether you have the smaller one, whether you have the 6.5-inch one, or whether you have the 10.5-inch one, they will all work in conjunction with your companion angle. And very simply, if you take the easy angle and you cut triangles from a strip, and here I have a strip, if you cut triangles using the easy angle, say for instance you've got a 4.5-inch strip and you cut a triangle from it, and please see the video on the easy angle for how you use it, that can be joined together with one of the triangles from the companion angle. And when you join those two together, all sorts of patchwork designs, for instance, like card tricks, become immediately very easy to create. So here is your companion angle and your easy angle. You could come up with a design like this one, where again we have companion angle, easy angle. Or perhaps you might like to put it in an arrangement like this. So the template that you have here, the companion angle, has the potential for multi-sizes. It will cut out quarter square triangles. And one last final thing about the quarter square triangle that you do need to bear in mind is that when you take a quarter square triangle, two sides will be stretchy and one side will be straight. That distinguishes a quarter square triangle from a half square triangle, which has one stretchy side and two straight ones. They are two very different triangles. So go ahead and get the companion angle.